Kalia Davis, round 6, right at the end. This guy was a linebacker, became a defensive end,
Coming
then a
off the
defensive tackle,
ACL.
coming off the ACL. You know what? I like this pick. You know why? Because the Niners have Chris Kasarik. They
Yeah.
compared him to DJ Jones. I buy it. B+. I like this.
Oh,
He's going to redshirt. He won't be around for a while. He's going to end up being really good. B+.
so I love this pick. I wanted them to take a interior defensive lineman who's, just a purely 1 to 2 down player, but has
Yes.
a little bit of explosion because then Kasarik can maybe turn him into a
Yes.
3 down player the way he did
Boom.
with DJ Jones.
Boom.
But
Done.
I also just wanted them to take that because there's a lot of value, and they don't really have this beefy one technique like DJ Jones that can just get on the center and just hold people up and
Yep.
be a beast against the run. I mean, Javon Kinlaw can do that, but I mean, that's not why you draft Javon Kinlaw 14th overall. There's a reason guys like Kalia Davis are available near the end of the draft because a lot of these guys, they're there usually to be, 1 to 2 down players. I thought he was a good pick. I've actually heard of him too, which was nice because at Sam Womack and the guy drafted after him, Nick Zakelj. Is it Zakelj? Zakel.
The Niners
I was
don't
getting
know how
a
to
little,
pronounce his name either. That's
yeah.
not good.
I was getting a little bit worried, but Kalia Davis, I thought it was a good pick. He's coming off the ACL. There's not going to be really a rush, but I do think he can develop into I think he could easily be a rotational defensive lineman, which
yeah. No, I think he actually could
200s.
develop into a.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy's the truth. This guy seems like he would have gone higher in the draft had he not torn his ACL.
Yeah.
Clearly, the Niners do not
Great
care
value in the
about,
200s.
The Niners clearly do not care about getting any production from their rookies this year, except for maybe the running back, because all these guys are
and Drake Jackson. I think Drake Jackson can contribute.
Yeah, but I don't think they don't need it. They could if they get it, great. But at the same time, like the book on him is that he needs to add strength.
But Grant,
all these guys seem to be a year away, and anything they get this year is like gravy. At this point.
I think the issue though, Grant, I would say with that line of thinking is that if the bulk of your picks are between rounds 4 and 7, what guys are you really going to expect that are going to come in and do that?
Good point. And plus, their first pick was basically a 3rd round pick, almost.
Yeah, basically.
So, we like Kalia Davis. I like this pick a lot. Mark Salas says Adam Peters said to Mayoko that Zakel will be tried at center. Great. That seems like a long-term project. He's not playing this year. So he could be a center, next year, maybe. See, the Niners are going to sell fans on. We have a competition. The cream is going to rise to the top. Iron is going to sharpen iron. Maybe. Remember they used to do that 10 years ago with Matt Moore and wide receiver. Like, oh, we got a guy. He's so good at wide receiver. No, you just have a bunch of bad wide receivers. And this guy,
I think, well, that's how the receiver position was for a little minute before they drafted Deebo Samuel was just who steps up for a long time with the 49ers.
Marquise Goodwin is the best wide receiver in camp. Okay, well, what does that say?
What I will say, Grant, is that I think that it's going to be tough for anybody who goes to these practices to watch anybody in the offensive line because I think this defensive line is going to once again kick their butts up and down the field. I think
better. Better. I would think
they probably will.
Eric says thoughts on the running back pick. Sermon can't catch a break. It's definitely a vote of no confidence in Trey Sermon. If I were Trey Sermon's agent, I would be.
I'd ask for a trade.
Got to get out of here.
I still think he has a chance, right? If they go to a more inside zone heavy offense, Trey Sermon was the inside zone god at Ohio State.
It seems like every single running back they have on their team is an inside zone specialist. Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson Jr., Trey Sermon, TDP. They're all guys that just smash into the line.
I mean, if you're going to have the more zone read, right?
Yeah,
then you're going to look for the Alfred Thomas, Alfred Morris type back. Yeah,
Sermon doesn't hit it hard, but Sermon, he's what he does good. I mean, I'm just saying. I think that I would just like them to have a home run hitter in their backfield because until they do, Deebo, it's you, unless you get traded. Because it ain't Danny Gray.
I still believe in Trey Sermon. I'll say that. I just think he's way too talented. Come on, the talent with Trey Sermon is not. He's probably still the most gifted back on the team.
It's true. He never really got
his size, how good his feet are.
He showed enough as a rookie to get a second chance. I mean, really. The coach says, Vish, your O-line hate just gutted me, but I digress. What worries me most is that we didn't draft or acquire one guy at tackle, which says they're all in on McGlinchey. We'll find guards. It's that right tackle. That's a great point, man.
Yeah, so
great point.
I don't hate like
2 guards.
O-linemen. Like I would draft O-linemen everywhere. It's just my issue is I cannot evaluate them at all, and it's so difficult to
It's hard.
learn because there's so many different things with their technique, and it's
It's
just
hard.
such a pain. So it bothers me because I can't learn it or learn
But to
about
his
it.
point, the
In
fact that they
regards,
went
no, I disagree with that actually. What tackle are you gonna get at 61, or what tackle was available really in the third or fourth round when they were picking? Like, I don't think they could have just taken a tackle to take one. They had to take
I'm
a
just saying,
tackle that
I
was.
don't know, I don't have any names off the top, but I'm sure if I had looked, there's probably a guy with good movement skills and length who lacks play strength and technique at tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got 2 of
Yeah,
those
no,
at
no,
guard,
no.
bring it.
I do
You want
think
those at
that's
tackle.
a fair
Yeah,
take though. From
yeah,
that
yeah,
standpoint, it is a fair take that maybe
yeah.
they're 100% sure of McGlinchey's recovery. But I also think that, maybe McKivitz, they look at him. Maybe Jalen Moore, they feel like, ooh, with the year behind him, he's got a chance at
Justin
right tackle. So
School.
so maybe, honestly, maybe. Like, you might say that, but it could be that's their thought process, because the realistic thing is that nobody you're drafting in the fourth or fifth round is going to be quote unquote better
Right.
suited for tackle
True.
than those three guys. Like,
That
those
is
three
true.
guys are kind of in that same range. Maybe Moore has a bit more talent than the other two. So
Are the
that's kind
Niners
of what I
creating a
was going to say.
Oh, I
Yeah.
feel you. Matthew wants to know if the Niners are creating a power run game a la 2012 Washington with Ty Davis Price, the Alfred Morris. It does seem like their top 4 running backs are all kind of in the same mold to me. So maybe.
No, I don't think it's going to be necessarily a power game. I just think it's so hard to get the edge running outside zone in modern day football. That's why they needed to toss the ball to Deebo Samuel, the single most explosive player in the NFL, to win the edge.
Maybe
And I
they'll do it
think
with Ray
that
Ray.
I think it's easier to do it with the quarterback from that zone read action.
Hmm.
And these running backs are more suited for the inside zone anyway. So I think
Well, Lance
that,
better hit that
yeah.
edge a little harder, man. Last year he was like dancing to the edge. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Run,
his running did disappoint. If there was one thing that disappointed me about Trey
sprint.
Lance last year, was just his pure running. I didn't
He
think
just
his
never
running
got out
was
of
that.
third
Yeah.
gear. I felt like, what are you doing? Coaches, at least they have to address it, Vish. That's what worries me. It's not even being addressed.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
It's
You're right.
curious. I
You're
mean,
right.
they must love Justin School. Hold on. Tom Jensen said they are counting on Moore for right tackle, in my opinion.
Could
Or
be.
McKivitz. I mean, McKivitz played a lot down the stretch, did he not? He
Yeah, he
started at
played left tackle in the week 18 play do or die game versus the
he
Rams.
started left tackle. I think that says something about who they trust. So I think it's kind of McKivitz's job to lose. He's also started games for them at guard.